During the past 2 weeks, there has been a crazy number of iPhone 7 casing leaks. We've seen a lot of finalized casing, some new schematics, and we even got to see actual hands-on videos of both the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Pro. So hey everyone, welcome to the Zone of Tech. I'm Daniel, and welcome to another episode of my iPhone 7 Leaks and Rumors series. And in this episode, I'll be covering all the final iPhone 7 design details. Enjoy. So from everything we've seen so far, from the hundreds of casing leaks and schematics, you already know that the iPhone 7 is going to be pretty much identical design-wise to the iPhone 6s. Now, there are going to be a few design differences though, so here's every single one of those design differences in detail. So number one, we have the antenna bands. Now, I've already talked about this before, but the recent casing leaks from the past 2 weeks have all confirmed this even more. So the top and the bottom antenna lines are still going to be there, however the ones on the back are finally going away, which means that the iPhone 7 is going to have a much more uniform design. So what do you guys think about this? Do you prefer having those antenna bands, or do you think they make the phone look ugly or not? I personally do prefer no antenna bands, definitely think it makes the phone look much better. Number two, you've probably all heard about this before. The second design difference is the headphone jack. It's going away for good. Once again, every single one of those new leaks, including the hands-on videos, show no headphone jack on the iPhone 7 at all. Now, I'll make a more in-depth video discussing all the advantages and disadvantages of not having a headphone jack on the iPhone 7, but yeah, you actually have some advantages of not having a headphone jack as well. So long story short, by using Lightning headphones, you can actually have a DAC and an amplifier included, so the sound quality would actually be better than with just using the 3.5mm headphone jack. However, you'll obviously be forced to buy an adapter if you want to use your own headphones, and the newest rumors have pointed to Apple including an adapter inside the box instead of including Lightning headphones, and this would actually be weird. I personally think that Apple will include both Lightning headphones and the adapter inside the box, but regardless, even if they won't include headphones, we'll still get the adapter in the box anyways. So you will still be able to use your current headphones and you will actually get a better sound because that adapter will also come with a DAC and an amplifier included. The only downside would be that you would obviously need that adapter at you all the times, and also the fact that you won't be able to charge your iPhone while listening to music, and that kind of sucks. Next up, number three, take a look at the following images. So here we can clearly see three different iPhone 7 models, and I've mentioned this a lot in my previous iPhone 7 videos. Apple is currently testing three different iPhone 7 models, the regular 4.7-inch model, and then two larger models, the iPhone 7 Plus and also the iPhone 7 Pro. Now we still don't know if in September Apple will actually sell all those three different iPhone 7 models, but all the recent leaks and rumors have pointed towards this, unfortunately. So number four, let's talk about all the differences between those three different iPhone 7 models. So the iPhone 7, this is going to be the 4.7-inch model. This is probably going to be the most popular option, definitely the one that I'm going to get. Then we have the iPhone 7 Plus, which is going to be pretty much the same as the iPhone 7, just larger, with optical image stabilization and a 1080p display. Then we have the iPhone 7 Pro, which is going to be the exact same size as the iPhone 7 Plus, with just a better camera, a dual camera sensor, a smart connector, and also 3GB of RAM instead of 2GB. So this basically means that the iPhone 7 Pro is going to be the iPhone King of 2016, basically Apple's flagship, and this really sucks. It sucks because a lot of people, including myself, do prefer a smaller form factor, and we want to get all the performance and all the camera improvements, everything in that smaller form factor. Not even to mention the price, because yes, the iPhone 7 Pro is going to be quite significantly more expensive than the iPhone 7. Now, I already have a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, so I already have a 5.5-inch daily driver. But for iOS, I do prefer the 4.7-inch iPhone. One reason for this would be the top and bottom bezels. Those bezels are pretty huge on the iPhone, and they make the iPhone quite longer than its competitors. And then the second reason would be the back button. So on iOS, the back button is on the top left. Some apps do support slide to go back, but not all of them support it, so a 4.7-inch iPhone is still much more convenient and more comfortable to use than a 5.5-inch one. And unfortunately, recent leaks have showed all three iPhone 7 models, the 7, the Plus, and the Pro, so Apple will most likely sell all three iPhone 7 models in September. In my previous iPhone 7 video, I also talked about the prices for all the models, and in case you missed that video, here are all the iPhone 7 prices. These are the prices in China, and these are going to be the US/UK ones. And yeah, as you can see, the iPhone 7 Pro is going to be ridiculously expensive. Now, on the other hand, if you take a look at Samsung, they have the S7 and the S7 Edge. And those two phones are pretty much the exact same phone. They have the exact same processors, the exact same amount of RAM, the exact same display resolution, and they also have the exact same cameras. The only difference is that the Edge is larger, it also has curved edges, and yeah, since it's larger, it also comes with a much larger battery. But besides those differences, those two phones hardware-wise are exactly the same. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about all this? What do you guys think about Apple having 3 separate iPhone 7 models? Do you think it's a bad idea or a good idea because it gives people more options? Let me know in the comments. I honestly feel like Apple has started becoming Samsung, and then Samsung has started becoming Apple. Number 5, the 5th design change is in terms of the name. So this is a pretty interesting one. If you take a look at those last images, if you take a look at those 3 iPhone 7 models, you can actually see an S on the back. So chances are that Apple won't actually be calling this the iPhone 7, but the 2016 iPhone maybe, or the 2016 iPhone 6s instead. Just because a brand new number in the iPhone naming suggests a brand new design. And yeah, the iPhone 7 is going to be pretty much identical to the iPhone 6s, so it's most likely not going to be called the iPhone 7. iPhone 6s? What name do you think is more appropriate for the 2016 iPhone? Number 6, we have the camera. So in terms of the design, the camera is also one of the changes. So on the iPhone 7, we can clearly see a much larger camera module than on the iPhone 6s. And this basically means 2 things. One is that we're going to get a much larger sensor on the iPhone 7, and 2 is that we're also going to get a much larger aperture than on the iPhone 6s. So possibly f1.7 like we have on the Samsung Galaxy S7. So many 7s. Currently, the iPhone 6s does have an amazing camera, but unfortunately it's not enough. Even though it's incredibly consistent, it's not the best smartphone camera anymore. Comparing the iPhone 6s and the Samsung Galaxy S7 in low light, well, there's no comparison, and this is because the iPhone 6s comes with an f2.2 aperture, while the Samsung Galaxy S7 comes with a much larger f1.7 aperture. So it can capture much more light. Now the iPhone 6s does have a slightly larger sensor than the Samsung Galaxy S7. If it didn't, the results would have been even worse for the iPhone 6s in low light. So if the iPhone 7 is going to have an even larger sensor, and combined with that f1.7 aperture, well, the iPhone is going to be a beast in low light. Now taking a look at the iPhone 7 Pro, you probably know that this will come with a dual camera module. And there are many ways to use a dual camera sensor. Apple will use it to reduce image noise by combining 2 images taken with those 2 cameras, and also to be able to zoom in and out when taking a photo or a video without losing any image quality. So one of the lenses will be a telephoto lens and the other one would be a macro lens. So yeah, the iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus will come with the exact same camera module. The 7 Plus will most likely have optical image stabilization like the 6s Plus does now, and the 7 Pro will come with that dual camera sensor. If you want to learn more about that dual camera sensor, I made a video just on that. It's 15 to 20 minute long, so it's pretty long and in-depth. And in that video I covered 3D mapping, the image processing, how it works, and how it reduces noise. So yeah, a much more detailed video about the camera here. Next up, number 7, we have that smart connector. So in terms of that new smart connector, only the iPhone 7 Pro seems to come with one. We already have a smart connector on the iPad Pros as well, and what it does, well, the functionality is pretty limited now. On the iPad Pros you have the smart keyboard, and the smart keyboard connects to the iPads via that smart connector. That connector is magnetic, and thanks to that connector you don't actually need to power or even pair via Bluetooth that keyboard. Automatically works. Now on the iPhone 7 Pro, I'm not exactly sure what that smart connector could be used for, because an iPhone 7 Pro keyboard, I don't actually see that happening now. Apple could, for example, make an iPhone 7 Pro battery case, although I don't see this happening either, because the iPhone 6s Plus already has amazing battery life, and this is also the reason why Apple is not even selling a battery case for the iPhone 6s Plus, only for the iPhone 6s. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think that smart connector could be used for? Number 8, the 8th design change is the Force Touch home button. So this is not actually 100% confirmed. I covered this in my iPhone 7 Finalists and Rumors series. That's my main series, and in the first episode I actually talked about this, a Force Touch home button on the iPhone 7. And yeah, Apple has basically patented a Force Touch home button, so just like the trackpad on the 12-inch MacBook or the new MacBook Pros, that button would be fixed and you would actually have a vibration motor beneath it that would give you the impression or the feedback when you click it. Now some of the iPhone 7 leaks have actually showed an iPhone 7 casing with a redesigned home button, so this might actually be the new Force Touch home button, but not every single one of those leaks had this redesigned home button. So again, it's not 100% confirmed. What we do know is that Apple definitely patented this, so if it doesn't happen this year with the iPhone 7, it will most likely happen next year with the next iPhone. And this is an amazing idea because the home button breaks, so after about 2 to 3 years of usage, sometimes even less, the home button will either fail or it becomes really unresponsive, so you actually have to take your iPhone into repair or take the iPhone apart and fix it yourself. So Force Touch home button will actually fix most of those wear issues that we currently have with the current generation home buttons. Some of you might wonder how you could force turn off the iPhone now. Well, you would probably have to press the power button and the volume down button, for example, so that's still possible. Other than that, Apple is said to add some additional functionality to that home button. Reports have said that this could be used as a joystick for some games, so yeah, this is definitely possible. Number 9, this is also not 100% confirmed, but there's a chance that we won't be getting a mute switch on the iPhone 7. In some casing leaks, the mute button is nowhere to be found. This mostly seems to be the case with the larger iPhone 7 Plus and Pro models. The 4.7-inch model seems to still have that mute button. I personally do not see that mute button going away. I think this is a small error for those leaked casings. However, it did go away in the newer iPads, by the way. But for the iPhone, the mute button has always been an iconic feature. OnePlus, for example, added a mute button just because they loved Apple's idea. Now, the functionality of that mute button could essentially be replaced by, for example, holding the volume down key. Which method would you guys prefer? Next up, number 10, we have dual stereo speakers. So a reason for the headphone jack going away is to actually make more space inside the iPhone. Take a look at how much space the headphone jack takes up, quite a lot. And thanks to this extra gained space, Apple will add a secondary speaker to the iPhone. And every single one of those leaked casings show the secondary speaker. Now, when it comes to picking between a headphone jack and a secondary speaker, I would personally pick the headphone jack because most of the times when you're listening to music on your phone, you'll have your headphones plugged in. And I'm guessing that most of you do the same. Number 11, this is the final design change. We have the color options. So in my previous iPhone 7 video, I actually talked about a new color option for the iPhone 7, a new darker space gray color option to match the 12-inch MacBook and the Apple Watch. So Apple is calling the iPhone 6/6s space gray, even though it's not as dark as the one on the MacBook or the Apple Watch. And I do believe a darker space gray to be the brand new color option for the iPhone 7, and that would just look insane. However, recent leaks from the past week have actually showed all 4 colors which seem to be identical to the ones on the iPhone 6s. Now, these are just mock-ups for case manufacturers, so we still have hopes for a darker space gray option on the iPhone 7. And finally, number 12, this is 10, but yeah, 12. This is the final section of this video. The release date of the iPhone 7 has also been leaked. So Evan Blass, most of you probably know him as EveLeaks. He's an incredibly reliable source when it comes to all kinds of leaks. He tweeted this: iPhone 2016 release week of September the 12th, and then in a second tweet he said this. Just to clarify, this refers to the actual release date, not the launch event. To be more specific, it should happen on Friday, September the 16th. So there you go, September the 16th might just be the day when you'll receive your iPhone 7s. That's obviously if you pre-ordered before. Now, in terms of the actual Apple event, my initial predictions for this back in February were for September the 9th or the 10th, which I think this is actually going to be the case right now because the Apple event is usually 1 week before the actual launch. But there you go, these were all the final iPhone 7 design details. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, you might enjoy my main series as well. This is my final iPhone 7 leaks and rumor series, and I currently have 3 episodes discussing everything from the design again, the camera in detail, and special features and everything. 3 episodes, 15 to 20 minutes long each, so it's almost an hour in total. That's my most in-depth series, so you might enjoy that one as well. Also, feel free to subscribe for more iPhone 7 videos, and also feel free to follow me on Twitter at ZenofTech for more tech updates and for more iPhone 7 updates there. Feel free to give this video a like if you have enjoyed it, and also let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about the design of the iPhone 7? I mean, does it make you a bit disappointed that it looks pretty much the same as the iPhone 6 and 6s, or do you like the iPhone 6 and 6s design and you think you'll like the iPhone 7 as well? Let me know in the comments. Also, feel free to turn on notifications on my channel on both desktop and mobile. On mobile by simply clicking on that bell icon next to my channel so that you're notified as soon as I upload a brand new epic video. But yeah, this is basically it. Once again, a pretty long video, so if you've made it to the end of this video, let me know in the comments section once again by saying I've made it to the end of this video, hashtag iPhone 7 design, or whatever hashtag you want it to be. But yeah, other than that, thank you all for watching this video. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. ZenofTech, signing out. Cheers.